Another episode where Shannon does not take responsibility for her life or her actions. It's always Vicky's fault. This episode opens up where the last episode left off. The mayor of Crazy Town, Shannon, is rushing into her limo, yelling that she's done, and then David comes over. Who, poor guy, he seems like he was having a really, really good time. She's screaming and yelling, I'm done. So he's like, okay, I'll get the kids and we'll go. So they end up leaving. We head over to Vicky, who was actually in her new office that's being built because her business is growing, so she's building a new office. And she has like this partner, and I don't know Vicky, because she's so trusting of this guy, like right off the bat. She's talking about how she had somebody, an employee, embezzle money from her, and I'm just like, girl, are you sure that wasn't Brooks? And then she's being so trusting to this new guy, this new partner. She's just like, oh, I finally have a partner that I trust. And she keeps on saying it. And I'm just like, Vicky, I don't want you to get scammed again. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that this guy will do it, but she's so trustworthy right off the bat. And this is business. You have to watch everything. I'm hoping she's smart enough. And I think she's smart enough. I don't think she would have got this far in her career without really watching things like that. So I'm just hoping that how she's saying it to us, she's actually a lot smarter than that with this new partner. Then we head on over to Peggy and Dinko, and they're actually going to her doctor to just check up and see, like, you know, how she's doing. You know what I mean? I didn't know that she was diagnosed with cancer. I thought that she had the double mastectomy to prevent anything from happening because it runs in her family. But apparently she had cancer, so they're heading out to her doctor just to get like a checkup. What I wanted to talk about concerning their scene is that for me, and I've watched this show, I've watched all 12 seasons. And to me, this is the first time that I've seen a husband that is so loving and adoring to their wife and just doesn't adorn them with like gifts, but he compliments it. He just really adores her, just like the way he talks about her. And then we get this confessional and he's talking about how amazing she is. And they've been married 20 years. I feel like this is, for me, the first time I've seen like real love on this show. And not knocking anybody else's relationship, but I've always felt like the relationships on this show have always been relationships of opportunity. You know what I mean? Like you kind of get it. Like the husband is looking kooky and, you know, he's a lot older. You know, they got this young, tight wife and, you know what I mean? It's always just like, yeah, I don't think you would have chose him if you also had money as well. I feel like these two came together and I feel like it's the real deal for me. I feel like that with Heather and her husband, but I'm just not quite sure. And I'm not knocking their love, but I just feel like for me, this is the first time because I feel like even with Heather and Terry, I think they love each other, but they're always like bickering, you know what I mean? And word on the street is that they left the show to save their marriage. Ciao. So I'm just really happy to see, for me, in my experience of watching this show, a real couple, like real love. Like the way he talks about her, I was like, oh my gosh. Oh, Peggy, get off this show. I don't want nobody to take him from you. I don't think they will, girl. That man loves you. He ain't going nowhere. You're blessed. Oh, so we find out that Lydia has the coins in the marriage because she's talking about her family and they're listing like her father and her grandfather and the jobs that they had. And I was just like, these are money jobs. Like you got to be making some big bank to have these titles. Anyway, she starts giving out her family tree or whatever. And then it hits me. This is why you guys are doing a freaking blog in 2017 because you got money. Like she's comfortable. So you can do like these fun kind of things and wait until it grows into something that'll be a financial blessing to you at some point. Because who starts a blog in 2017 if they really need to provide for a family? Okay, Lydia got the coins. This is the first time I've met like a really religious, wealthy person. In the OC, you know what I mean? Like they're conservative, but just for politics and money. They're not really religious like that. Lydia is religious. She will probably do really well in the Real Housewives of Dallas. Tamra, I'm the peacemaker of the group. Hashtag Rodney King. Tamra's awful. I'm so sick of her. Like when she first came on this show, she was my favorite for so many seasons. But the fact that she never owns up to the mess that she does and always tries to play victim, she became such a turnoff for me. Any of her scenes, I'm just like, oh, shut up. Because everything that she has an issue with, she has done to other people. And she never sees that. She never recognizes her faults, but she sees the faults in everybody else and she just tears them down because of it. She needs a reality check and I feel like it's coming. I feel like it's coming because word on the street, we won't go there, but word on the street. So Shannon and this nutritionist trainer, whatever the hell he is, honey, you need to fire him. I was disgusted by this entire scene. She gets there and she's already feeling some way about her weight. She's went through a lot, her marriage, everything. Like her life is falling apart on national TV. So she's going through a lot, right? So she gets to this trainer. She's telling him about the issues. Obviously, this is some dude she's known for a very long time. I think he's that quacky dude that's got her into all of this stuff to try to make her healthier. And girl, it ain't working. You're doing all this health stuff and your life is still sick. Huh? He's scamming you, sis. Anyway, she goes to meet him and she takes off her shirt and he goes, oh, whoa. Like he makes a comment and she's like, already feeling bad for him to do whoa and make that comment. Then every time he takes a picture of her and she turns around and turns to another side, he makes the whoa comment again. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And I'm just like, Shannon, you're paying for this? And the fact that she's like got this personal trainer in this little ritzy OC, shopping center or whatever it is, I know she's paying him a pretty coin. So for her to be paying this dude and for him to be treating her like that, I was so disgusted. Then this dude had the nerve to ask her, well, what does David think about your weight gain? Who the hell cares what he thinks? He's responsible for her weight gain. Then he says, oh, well, the weight, I know that gets in the way of your sex life. How's that? I know it's not. I was so disgusted by that guy. He was such a jerk. Shannon, you need to fire him. You need to hire yourself a female fitness trainer, somebody who knows the female body, who can get you to the healthy place where you need to be, because this is why you're going through this in your life. You are surrounded by toxic men, toxic, misogynistic men who keep you in these little places, and you're on this show and you're trying to breathe and you're trying to break free and you can't break free because you got these men pressing down on you, making you feel less than. That trainer is disgusting. And girl, if you keep him on your payroll, you's a damn fool. So Tamara sets up this dinner for Lydia, Peggy, and Shannon to sit down and eat. And I think that Tamara just really wanted for Lydia and Shannon to, just work out whatever issues they had, because this is what I think Tamara is doing. And I'm telling you, she's slick and conniving enough to do it. I think that Tamara is trying to create a super group, because now with Heather no longer being on the show, Vicki doesn't really have any allies besides Kelly, who is a spitfire. You can't control Kelly. So, and you couldn't really control Heather, but she was always loyal to Vicki. So I feel like Tamara is trying to make this like super group. So she wants all the girls to meet, and she does not invite Kelly and she does not invite Vicki. And as soon as they sit down, Shannon finds a problem with Peggy. Peggy has not said more than 3 words and Shannon is already giving her the crazy eyes. I'm like, girl, you need help, Shannon. Oh, God. Shannon starts talking about her home that she loved, and I feel bad that she had to leave it. I honestly feel like they didn't have the coin, and also that place was probably like a bad memory for her because that's where David did all of his cheating. So I think that she was ready to get out of there, or like kind of forced out of there, because when you build something and you spend so much time like really putting into like intricate details and crystals and all that stuff that she was doing to their home to really make it a home, I don't think she planned on leaving at any point. And to go from that home to this dusty retirement Florida looking home on the top of some hill, which has a beautiful view, but let's be honest, that new home ain't nothing like the home she just left. So to go from that is probably like very disheartening. It's probably something that's already weighing on her. But she makes a comment about like it took her 6 years to build it, and then Peggy's like, oh, I would never do anything like that, Shannon. I'm like, girl, just calm down. It is not that deep. She gets offended about everything. And I honestly feel like it's because she needs an outlet. She has so much anger. And she, like I said before, she can't put it on that husband. So she wants to put it on people who she doesn't really care about and who she knows is forced to film with her. So regardless of what she does to them, they'll still be around. It's understandable, but it's really sad. And she needs a lot of help. Oh, girl. Then Shannon brings up the weight gain. Shannon, we all know that you've gained weight. You don't got to tell people. They see it, So you don't have to address it and beat yourself up over it like your trainer suggested, that jerk. Anyway, she brings up to Peggy, who she's only known for all of 10 seconds. She brings up to her that she's gained this weight. And then Peggy's just like, oh, what brought it on? And I'm like, oh, Peggy, why did you ask that question? And then Shannon brings up the rumor that she said that somebody released a rumor that her husband beats her. And then Peggy, who said the right thing, but she said it to the mayor of Crazy Town, she was just like, oh, what if it didn't happen? Why should it affect you? Shannon did the crazy eyes again. I'm like, Shannon, Peggy is right there. But what I love about Peggy, she's been through so much in her life. She was not fazed by Shannon. She saw Shannon doing all that stuff, and Peggy was just going for the food. Can I tell you, the food, I have to get to this restaurant because Peggy was tearing that food up, and that's where her focus was at. And I'm just like, if Peggy is tearing this food up, I know it's good because let me tell you something. Armenians know how to cook. I used to live in Glendale, which is a huge Armenian area. And can I tell the food? Every little mom and pop shop I was always at, and I was like the only black person in the neighborhood. So everybody knew me. I miss it. Damn you, Hollywood Hills. Tamra has consistently annoyed me throughout the season, but also, more specifically, this dinner. Because yes, Shannon has gained some weight. However, it is not your place to be like the food police. Like even her confessional, she's saying, oh, stop eating. You know, just keep on making comments about her weight. And then when she's sitting down there and eating, she's telling her what she needs to get. And then in her confessional, she's just like, well, if you eat a steak, you're not going to lose. Shut up! Shut up! She knows what she needs to do. It is not your place to police her. And don't be that friend that's just like, oh, well, you said you wanted to lose weight. I'm helping you. You're not helping her. You're badgering her. And first of all, can we be real clear, Ma? You have done a lot of work to your body to get to where you are at. So do not try to come at somebody trying to lose it the healthy way and not the surgery way. You know what? Maybe surgery is healthy. I don't know. But don't they stop your heart or something like that to get all that fat out? Whatever. I'm not coming down on anybody who's ever had like any kind of weight loss surgery. I'm just saying the safest way is just to lose it naturally, and that is what Shannon is trying to do. So for somebody who has got a lot of cosmetic help to be telling somebody how they need to eat and live for their bodies, girl, you need to mind your business because the receipts that you have to keep this looking the way it is are humongous. Okay? You got a lot of work done. Fall back. So baby, messy Kelly walks in, and I'm telling you, I love Kelly because she's so full of it. She walks in and she's just like, I had no idea that you guys were here. Really, Kelly? You didn't see production already filming there? Like, get out of here, girl. You had to get mic'd up. And then she keeps on telling this lie that she lives right across the street, that this is her neighborhood bar. Sis, I've seen your beautiful home. There ain't no place that just like right across the street. You gotta drive someplace, and you walked into that bar in Stiletto Hills. Ain't no way you hopped across the street. Kelly is so messy. She's so calculated, but I love her for it. Kelly just so happens to run into Shannon in the bathroom, and they get into this back and forth argument because Shannon was shocked to see her. She was just like, seriously? And that just wasn't the reaction that was good for Kelly, because Kelly's just like, well, I haven't seen you in such a long time, and that's the reaction that you give me? So Lydia runs to the bathroom because she knows that Kelly and Shannon don't take tea, so she tries to calm the situation down. Then Kelly and Shannon start getting into this heated argument while Kelly is peeing. And I'm just like, see, this is why I don't do public restrooms. It's so gross. Like, she literally is opening up her genitals and releasing urine, and you're still talking to her, like still fighting with her when this whole thing is going on. So anyway, Kelly finally gets out or whatever, and then she finally leaves, and then Lydia prays for Shannon. And can I tell you, Lydia, that prayer did not take weight. It did not take a hold of Shannon, because Shannon gets back to the table and it is on. Her and Kelly just start going back and forth over, I don't remember, what were they arguing about again? I don't know what they were arguing about, but Kelly took it upon herself with her girlfriend to join their table, and she keeps on saying, this is my jam, this is my neighborhood, this is my jam. Yeah, right, you're messy, Kelly, but I love you for it. Anyway, so they start going back and forth about just whatever, but then Kelly makes this point, because I do agree with Shannon. Shannon was just like, I hadn't seen you for a long time, and the last time I saw you, it wasn't good, so that was my reaction, I'm sorry. And then Kelly's just like, well, you nitpick everything. And that's so true, guys. Shannon is a nitpicker. So they were going back and forth. It was just getting heated and heated and heated. Then Kelly goes low. And that's what Kelly is known for. She says to Shannon, maybe you need to take some hormones for your body because you're acting crazy. Why did you come at that woman's body? And she knew that that was her weakness, because Shannon revealed to her in the bathroom. Kelly is so nasty. She revealed to her in the bathroom that she had gained a lot of weight and she was crying about it or whatever. And Kelly, in her confessional, she was just like, of course she gained a lot of weight. Have you seen her? I'm like, Kelly, oh my gosh. So that sets Shannon off because she feels very sensitive about her body. And then she says, you know what, read between the lines, and gives her the middle finger and tells her to get the hell out of the F Okay, I said hell because I'm classy, Shannon. I'm classy. The F away from out of her table because this is her table, this is her dinner or whatever. So Kelly, petty Kelly, gets up and she's just like, maybe you just need to eat some more. And that just takes Shannon to another level. She threw, that's not my plate! Guys, the poor waiter, he was sitting over there like trying to calm everything down. When Shannon screams, he jumps. I was like, oh, they could never come to this little bar or Kelly's Jam ever again. So everybody gets up and leave because everybody's embarrassed. Lydia is the first to go, purse up. She's running out because she's embarrassed. You can tell Lydia's never seen an argument before in her life because she is actually really, really shocked. And she's not shocked by what happened between Kelly and Shannon. She's just shocked by the fact that they had this argument and she was in their presence and she can't go to this place again. I love Lydia. Like, I've liked her since I realized she starts to stand up for herself, but mother is very selfish. You know what I mean? She makes everything about her. She made Kelly's mastectomy about her. Now she's making this argument about her. She's not even talking about the fact that Kelly, I like her. I really, really do. But she was wrong. Like, she insulted, she used a very soft spot to insult Shannon. Lydia doesn't even mention that. She's just like, I can't come to this place again. I'm so embarrassed. Like, I can't come to this place again. And while she's saying that, Kelly, who at this point I think is drunk out of her mind, is sitting there like blowing like fish kisses on that dirty door of that restaurant. Lydia's not even paying any attention to her. And I'm just like, oh gosh, Kelly is lit. However, I will say this. This is why I want to go to this restaurant. Because despite all the messiness that they brought to that place and all the fighting that was going on, keep your eyes on Peggy. Mother is eating her food the entire time. She is not fazed by this mess. And then when Shannon throws a plate and Kelly gets up and it's all this screaming and chaos going on, the first and only thing Peggy says throughout that whole exchange, are we going to get this to go? Are we going to get our food? Like, Peggy is concerned about the food. I'm just like, this food must be delicious because she is not fazed by it and she is focused on this food. So I will be visiting that restaurant soon. Anyway, the episode ends with Tamra telling Kelly to like suck hairy balls or whatever to Shannon. And it's just very, very petty. And that's just how Tamra is. She like knocks people down. Rightfully so, like Kelly was wrong, but I just don't want to hear anything like that from Tamra because she's the messiest of them all. I can see her using that against Shannon at some point. That's how low she is, but you know, I'm not going to give it to her because she hasn't done it yet, but she will. So next week's episode looks really, really good and I will be there to review it. And if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you for the following episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County. Bye, guys.